Morning.
Looks like you are driving, so drive safe.
Thank you.
hmm So let's get started. So the plan for today is fairly simple. So let's talk in terms of probability first, and then we'll get started. So let's start with the daily charts and the cues. Let's remove all these nonsense. We don't need this. Let's disable all the drawings. So now, if you look at the daily charts, this is on QQQ. We start with this. Last Friday was a massive day. So we were looking last Friday, if you tuned in the morning sessions, we were talking about the 701s as if they get back over last Thursday's highs, we have the potential to keep pushing it further. So within the first 5 minutes of the session, they got back over it. As soon as they got back over it, it was clear skies. There was no resistance. There was nothing to stop the markets after that point. It just continued to keep pushing higher. So into today, we don't have any resistance either. There is no resistance to look out for to the upside because we're trading at all-time highs and we closed at the highs of the day. What's the most likely thing to happen? That's the question which needed answering, right? So especially after a strong, solid day like yesterday, what's most likely to happen is what we call as an inside day, provided we decided to consolidate or chop around a little bit. What most likely going to happen is we're going to see a candle, something like this, within the bounds of last Friday's candle. That's the most likely scenario. So if that's happening, it's going to make option trading a huge pain in the ass to deal with for today. But that doesn't mean you can't take that one good entry and then one and done sort of day is what we typically expect, right? So in order for that to happen, watch out, write these levels down, 708. If you look at this anchored VWAP, that's the anchored VWAP coming from last Friday's open, by the way. So if the price do pull back towards the 708 areas, find buyers, and then recovers to VWAP, won't be surprised to see it push up a little bit. And you can catch that push up with calls and call it a day. So what we're looking for here is the 708 zones to the downside in case of a pullback to see if the buyers are going to step in. If they do step in, we will be watching the same levels for that push through to the upside. All right. To the downside, 708s. And if they break down under 708s, well, we don't have any levels to look out for to the downside other than the 701s or this gap fill towards 694s. Can it happen today? Well, it can, because we can see the crude oil. Luckily for us, the crude oil is not staying above 100 as it did in the overnight sessions. We're back under $100. We're trading at 96. But let's say after the market opens, we get some sort of news and then the crude oil just pushes up and clears that $100 again. We're going to see some sort of a pressure put into the QQQ again. If that happens, we're most likely going to see this come back down towards the 701s or even fill this gap into the upcoming days into this week. All right. So watch out here. So if they do pull back, watch out for 708s. If they break under 708s, well, just trade the VWAP at that point because we don't have any levels to look out for after that to the downside, other than this previous highs at 701s or even downside towards this gap fill. So same theory goes for SPY as well. SPY had a pretty decent day last Friday too, but not like QQQ, but it had a decent day. Watch out what level to look out for is fairly simple. Anchor the VWAP to last Friday's candle, and you can see SPY is currently trading under it, right? So now just enable the extended trading hours here. You can see in the overnight session, SPY has been finding buyers consistently at around the 735.60 to 736 zones. If they break under it, we are most likely going to see SPY coming back down to run a test towards this previous. If they break under this, we're going to see SPY most likely coming down towards the 733.70s. All right. As of right now, SPY is not looking as strong as QQQ, but as long as they're staying over 736 to 735.60s, stay bullish. The chances of SPY to do something like this, where like they pull back towards the zone and then chop around a little bit in a bearish flaggish pattern before pulling back, is still on the table. But if you're looking for the scalp worthy trade, as soon as the market open, if you see something like this happen, you can take the opportunity there for a quick bounce up and then be done with it for the day altogether within the first 5 to 10 minutes. All right. So in case of SPY, simple plan, stay bullish as long as they stay over 736 to 735.60s. If they break under it, trade the VWAP to the downside, targeting the 733.60s or this gap fill at 731.50s. Always be mindful of a potential pullback because we did rally significantly to the upside for the last few days. And let's just remove all these notes here. It was a significant rally for the last few days here. Won't be surprised if you do see some sort of a pullback or some sort of a correction, which sticks to the template of sell in May and go away, So let's wait and see how it plays out. Be very cautious on as long as they stay over 736. Don't try to catch the puts. And you can see it clearly. You can draw something like this here. There was a nice trend line which has been forming on an intraday on SPY. Now they're pulling back. If they do push higher, watch out for 730, 750. The gap fill to the upside will be the first level of interest. And that will also test that trend line which we've been having since last Friday. All right. To put it simple, about 736. Stay bullish, and if you see some sort of struggle over the 737.80s or towards that previous all-time highs of 738s, you can test your luck for a potential reversal to the downside on SPY. We'll deal with it in real time, depends on what happens. So to the upside, previous all-time highs is the resistance to look out for, which is around the 738 zones. To the downside, 736 is the first level of support to look out for. Breaking down under, we'll deal with it real time. We'll be watching for the 733 later down the line. All right. So we're still in a very sensitive market. I wouldn't call this sensitive, but especially if you're trading oil in particular. And I don't know how many of you trade oil through futures here, but if you do trade oil through futures, we are rejecting the overnight VWAP. We are under the 5-day moving average, and look out for a pullback towards this 94.70s today. That will fill the gap from overnight open. So most likely what might happen is when you see this pullback happening, you're going to see the Q push up to fill that gap from today's open, and then depends on what oil does from here. We might see that change after the market open. All right, so watch out crude oil. Ticker symbol is CL, and if you want to trade this through the shares, the ticker symbol is USO. And so when we're looking at USO, what we are looking for is a pullback maybe towards this 134 to 133.50s. If they do pull back around that zone, find buyers and start pushing back up, well, you can trade that along the way. When I say I'm longing CL, you can just long the USO if you don't trade futures and if you just want to trade it with shares, by the way. All right, so this will be the plan. I'll let you guys know. I'll walk you guys through it anyway. But as of right now, CL looking weak as of where it's at the moment. If they continue to look weak, it's going to be good on an intraday basis for QQQ and SPY, or if you trade gold, same goes for gold as well. Watch out for this $94.60 on CL. Let's wait and see how it reacts, and then we can deal with it accordingly. All right. So let's go over the long-term positions which we added recently. The ticker symbol is CP, Canadian Pacific Kansas City Limited. We completed our positions as of right now with this one. Currently, our cost average is sitting somewhere around $85.30-ish on this. This is a long-term position purely based off of how the weekly charts are looking and monthly charts are looking. If you go to the monthly time frames on the ticker symbol here, CP, you can see this is a breakout after almost like 5 years of consolidation. And they're back tested it, and now they're holding over it. I like this chart for a potential push through, maybe towards this $100 mark or even a breakthrough to the upside. Let's wait and see how it plays out. We positioned ourselves in the long-term portfolio with this one. If you haven't, not a bad place to look into it either. So these are shares, by the way. These are shares which goes into the long-term account. You just buy it, set your stops at around $78 and leave it be. Maybe once they hit that $100 mark, if this breakout was actually successful and if they start pushing through towards 95 or hundreds to the upside, who knows, right? We can start taking profits along the way and leave some runners on the table. So this is for ticker symbol CP, and we've been adding on to this since last week, and I will add more to it if the opportunity is offered. So keep an eye out for it. This got potential, and watch out. I'm just going to post a ticker symbol which I'm talking about in the chat, so you can go back, look it up on your own charts, and double check with the work. The next one, which I'm not really convinced with, is NCLH. They are opening with a gap down. I really don't like the way it's looking as of right now. I'll most likely cut this position as soon as the market opens, I'll wait for the first 5 minutes to see how the price is going to react. If they don't perform the way I want it to, I will just cut it and then look for re-entry again once they clear this trend line, which they've been having. I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you updated with this one. Didn't play out the way we wanted it to. And they did get back over this trend line last Tuesday, but again, gave it all back the next day and now continue to push through down even further. Not really genuinely liking the way it's looking right now. So I'll let you know when I make the change accordingly. The next one, which has been looking absolutely good and doing good for us, is Fly. And let me just type out NCOH here. Changes needed. And then Fly is the next one, which we were going to discuss. The ticker symbol is FLY. We entered this around $34.40-ish cents, 34.50-ish. Right now it's at around $39.60 and made a highs of around $40 last Friday. Looking phenomenal. We did take some profits on this one last Friday. I'll let you know when I average up on this. This thing got potential. That was a good close last Friday. What we are expecting here, if you are day trading this, watch out for a pullback towards $37.15 into today. If they do pull back around this zone, find buyers here and start pushing back up. We might consider adding a little bit more. Whatever we sold off, we can add back into it and take it all the way back towards just $46 or $45 to the upside. That's the plan. Simple plan. Let's wait and see how the price reacts around the 20-day moving average on the daily. So watch out for $37.15 to the downside to see how the price closed today, and then we can deal with it. And I know there's a lot of buzz going on with Intel since last Friday with the Apple deal which they made. If you're looking to day trade this, fairly simple way to do so. Number one, anchor the VWAP, add the VWAP to the opening candle. In another 1 minute, just add the VWAP and just trade the VWAP. Simple. And if they don't get back over the VWAP, and if they do pull back, that's even better. If Intel pulls back at the open, that's the best case scenario for you. Watch out for 125.30s. If they do pull back towards 135.30s, that's going to give you an opportunity for a quick call option trade to the upside, by the way. So watch it. The 135.30, because that's the anchored VWAP coming from that Apple news scandal last Friday. All right. So watch it. The exact level will be 125.40. Let's keep an eye out. Let's see how it plays out. And we also added some uranium. The ticker symbol is URA to our long-term positions. If you're interested, it's exactly like what 30 cents above our entry price, more or less. Looking good. This will take care of all these potential nuclear exposure, which might happen to power these AI data centers or whatever it is down the line. So keep an eye out if you're looking for an exposure to the nuclear side of things to your long-term portfolio. The ETF which you're talking about is URA. Let's wait and see. Intel VWAP anchored. Let's wait and see how it plays out. And what's SPY doing? NQ pushing through to the upside. It's a big candle. New all-time highs, new all-time highs. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set some price alerts right here on Intel at around 126. If it gets down there, this is going to be that one of those quick in and out sort of trades for call options, and we can be done with it. Same with shares as well if we are looking forward. I like CVC. We averaged up on CYTK, by the way. If guys are interested in this one, keep an eye out for it. This is a great looking chart as well. If you look at the daily time frame on this one, this is a breakout and retest candidate, right? You can see the chart been consolidating since November 11th of 2025 all the way to like last week. They finally broke out with keeping earnings as an excuse. Got potential. I like this one, but this is a biotech name, so you got to be a little bit cautious with the sizing which you're taking. Overnight, you're going to see some sort of a nonsense news. It's the potential for this to drop like 20% or 30% in an overnight session is really high. So keep the sizing minimal. So we are aware of that. So even if it happens, our portfolio won't be down more than like 3 to 4% regardless, based off of where we stand right now. So we did average up on this one last Friday. Currently, our position sizing with this is somewhere around like 0.4% and change. How to determine that 0.4% is fairly simple. Just how many of you here use ChatGPT? I know most of you here does. Brian, Grinder, welcome. Some of you here just use ChatGPT. If you don't use ChatGPT, I would highly recommend it and take advantage of it. So just go to ChatGPT and then just say the following prompt. Just copy paste the following prompt, which I'm going to type it out in the Zoom chat for you. Let me do it right now. Requires, requires, risk. And check out the Zoom chat. And then all you got to do right now is fairly simple. Just copy paste this to ChatGPT and then put in your account size, put in your entry price, put in your stop loss price, which was mentioned, put in the total risk as 0.4% and ask it how many shares should you buy to accommodate the risk. It's going to give you the exact amount of shares which you need to be buying in order to accommodate the 0.4% risk which I've mentioned. So what you're doing here is even if this trade goes completely south and didn't work out in your favor, you wouldn't lose more than 0.4% of your entire account. And it helps you psychologically, and you won't be micromanaging your positions more often. So a lot of advantages there from a psychological standpoint. So you can look into it. So copy paste this template. I'm going to for people who are watching the recording, I'm just gonna copy paste this in the text tab right here on my screen so you can see it. All right, so you can screenshot this, post it in ChatGPT, let me know how it goes, and we'll discuss more. Still waiting on any positions, by the way, and we're pushing through on NQ. What is SPY doing? More interested on Intel for that entry. SPY new all-time highs as well. SPY pushing through. Watch out for the 738. Still waiting for the price action to settle a bit. What's CL doing? Are we pushing back? Not really. If CL pulls back even further to fill this gap, we can see more upside on QQQ, by the way. So let's wait. Draw the ORB highs and lows, usual stuff. ORB highs, 434s, ORB lows, right here, 281s. That's a big candle. Let us see if we're going to finally break this range as they've been having throughout the overnight sessions. Good morning, Brian. Welcome. All right, Intel, come on, almost there. Intel pulling back, watch out. Hopefully it gives us that 125.80s or even this 125 zones before they start pushing through to the upside. Gonna be a decent entry for day trades on Intel. It's a pure anchored VWAP play, and if they start bouncing around from there, we can just set our stop losses, a tight stop loss initially around this 123.30s or 124.30s, and then we'll deal with it. Let's wait and see. Let it come back down there first. Pulling back on NQ. We're testing the 50-day, 20-day moving average, most likely from the looks of it on Fly as well. Okay, we're selling $37.11. Let's wait and see how it goes. NCLH, I'm going to give it like the first 15 minutes to see where the price settles before making any decisions. I'll let you guys know. Hopefully Intel doesn't blue ball us. While we wait, if you guys are watching any other stocks, let me know. We can go over it as well. I'm gonna move this price alert a little bit higher, around 130, 126.30. If it gets there. We'll look into it later down the line. Tesla pulling back, QQQ consolidating, not doing much. Let's go over to watch list really quick. AMD is up. Looks like all the major tech names are down for the day. Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, everything's down more than 1.5%. It's the semis which are holding the fort right now. Interesting. I was talking about DRAM to one of the members, I think it's James, a while back in the server.
Yeah, that's me, Mario.
Oh yeah, there you go. Jay Hill, that's a new account. So right now, just leave it be, James. It's too far too gone, right? So if I believe you got it a little bit early, right? Where did you buy in?
Yeah, I got it at 42. I got some more. I've been enjoying the ride.
Yeah, so make sure to take some profits and pay yourself along the way. Because if you notice the daily charts, this has been from April 6th is when they IPO'd from the looks of it. Um, they've been pushing through. So if you're looking to average up, take some profits now. And if they come back down towards this IPO anchor at around $42 and change, you can always add more and take it all the way back up again. So go to the daily charts and anchor the VWAP towards that April 6th candle, which is the IPO candle.
Yeah.
Right now, if you look at it from a percentage standpoint, from $42, this thing was up almost like 30% from your entry technically, right? So how many shares are you holding?
I got 170 right now.
170. You can take half of the table and move the stops on the rest to break evens. Or if you're looking at it from a long-term perspective, you can just leave that 80 shares or 85 shares on the table and with a plan to add more into it down the line. It's a simple
Okay.
way to deal with it. So that like the worst thing you can do is like hold on to all the positions and then let it come all the way back down towards this 42. Like that's almost like a 30% move. Now you lost almost like, if you look at it from a percentage standpoint, you made 30%, but you lost almost like 23% in profits, whatever you made so far, right? So
Yeah.
take some off the table with an intent to add more in the future down the line. So if it continues to keep pushing up, your runners are always going to take care of it. But don't be afraid to pay yourself.
I got you.
I like the
I
chart.
appreciate it, Mario.
Yeah, the only problem is it's very overextended to the upside. So it got potential, but if SMH pulls back, which is most likely thing to happen down the line, this is going to pull back alongside with it. More interested to
I
see
got
what they hold into them. Oh yeah, it's mostly like this Asian, South Asian or East Asian companies when it comes to semiconductors. Yeah, it's looking good, looking great. If this is going up, emerging markets should also be doing good, isn't it? Yeah, EEM is also doing fantastic. Yeah, you should be fine, man. Just take some profits along the way and enjoy the ride even further. This is a good looking chart, got potential. So when it comes to Dow 30, let's just take a look on all the names, Adobe, Amgen, AXP, BE, Caterpillar, 900. Jesus Christ, this thing just doesn't stop. It's going. CVX, all the energy names are doing good. DDOG. Oh, DDOG reported earnings today or a few days back, starting to look interesting as well. Keep it on the watch list. Add it to the watch list. We'll wait and see how it plays out down the line. Ticker symbol is DDOG. DDOG. Let me just post it. DDOG, add it to the watch list. NVIDIA Rocket. New all-time highs. Interesting. That's a big candle. What's going on there? Let's see if they can hold it into the close. under the VWAP on NQ so far. Still waiting on Intel though. I don't like that consolidation shit which they're doing about that anchored VWAP. Let's wait and see. Pushing through on Intel. If they recover the VWAP, then consider. Let's see.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Joseph. And Intel testing the VWAP as well. SPY testing the all-time highs. Got 1 more minutes for this 15-minute candle close. Let's wait and see what it does. IWM still looking great. VIX is at 18. Interesting. We're pushing through. Can't expect much of NVIDIA. She's doing great to any potential downside surprises. Let's see where this 15-minute candle closes on Intel, and then we can deal with it. 130.55 will be the first level to watch out for here to the upside. Three, two, one. Go. Not a bad close. We're about to VWAP on Intel here. We get this 126, that'll be a better entry. If we don't get it, we might have to size down on our entry about the VWAP if we do want to take one at this moment. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes to see where the price settles down. Maybe if they can recover about 130.55, then we can look into it. AMD entry level. Did they fill the gap on AMD? If you're looking to day trade AMD here, the best way to deal with it is the same as we deal with Intel. There are 2 trades on the table which is available for you to take the risk on. 455.20s will be the gap fill area. Watch out on how the price reacts after they fill the gap. You can take that bounce up, but the problem here is you can see how they are consolidating above the gap fill level instead of just coming down, tag it, and pushing up. That's not something which I would like to see personally because they're gathering up energy. With this gathered up energy, you want to see them push through and then recover the VWAP as soon as possible, or else all this gathered up energy is going to push through to the downside. So watch out for this 443.20 if they do not hold on towards this gap fill level. And let's see the extended hours to see what the overnight's been doing. The overnight lows on AMD is currently at 450.88. All right, so if they do break under 454s, and if you're looking for a potential reversal trade to the upside, watch out for 450.77 for a quick call option trade, or wait for them to recover above the VWAP. You're going to get your entry. But as of right now, it's just been doing absolutely nothing. Wait for that gap to be filled for a quick reversal trade, or wait for them to recover the VWAP for a quick reversal trade. Other than that, just don't do anything as of right now. Just let the position build up for a while. Let the price action build up for a while before entering anything at this moment. Same thing with Intel as well. You can see on a 2-minute time frame, they're still struggling to get back over the VWAP. All I want to see is how the price reacts on Intel as well, around 126 in change, or maybe towards this 125 to 126 zones. Intel has a better risk to reward here, so let's wait and see. Let's give it a couple more minutes. I don't mind waiting for that one good entry. Tesla 2-to-1 entry for day trade. They about the VWAP. Yep, they're about the VWAP on Tesla. Interesting. Looks like an inside day building on Tesla as well, especially after the 3 days of strong rally. You can give it a try. Maybe a trade towards 428 for a gap fill. Who knows? Let's see how this VWAP is going to react now, then we can deal with it. A potential inside day is the most likely scenario on Tesla here. If you're going to day trade Tesla, stop losses shouldn't be lower than 418s, by the way. So if they break under 418s, it's useless. They're most likely going to come back down to fill this gap at 411.95 before any push through to the upside. Should be under last Friday's anchor as well. Yep, they're under the last Friday's anchor. They do push through. We're most likely going to see at best 426. If you're interested in taking Tesla, the entry will be somewhere around here at this moment. Stop losses should be around 418s, and you should be targeting around 425.70s and change, with runners left towards that 428s to close off the position. I'm expecting an inside day on Tesla, but if anything can happen. So Thursdays and third bouncing some finance. That's all, man. I don't think it should be way off anyway. A Friday's anchor also doesn't hold much significance. It's just for us to look out for, because I'm expecting an inside day. If they do push through to the upside, well, that should be the first level. That also coincides with the ORB highs if you think about it. So around that 425.79s. Okay, fly still about the 20, nothing much to do there. CP, red. I might close off the NCLH shortly, man. I'll let you know. Let's go to some trades, NCLH, reverse, dragon, stop. I'm gonna cut my losses on NCLH here. I don't want to hold on to it for much longer. I will look for re-entry on NCLH once they recover that $17.70 or $17.80. The gap up tomorrow or hold over it, can consider it again. But as of right now, gonna cut it. Not really interested. So it should be around like what 0.4, 0.5% loss, more or less. Look for re-entry later down the line. I'm considering to average up on coin to the long term here as well. Starting to look decent here with this bounce up. We already have around like what 2% of our position in coin, if I'm not wrong, on the long term. Let me double check. Hold on. Okay, we got 1.5% in coin. Might add another 0.5% to the coin here to keep it at 2% overall. Let's average up. So this is for long term, by the way. If you're someone who are only interested in adding shares to the long-term positions, this will be for you. Total right now is 2% overall, and our cost basis should be sitting somewhere around this. Where did we initially enter this? Around this 190-ish, 190-ish to 185-ish area. So let's wait and see. Depends if you trimmed or not. Yep. If you haven't trimmed, it should be 2%. If you have trimmed it, still keep it at 0.5% for now. Right now, we should be targeting this breakout right here from this 215s. If they start breaking out to the upside, I will be aiming for that 200-day moving average, or at least this 230 areas. Watch it. I like the way it's setting up right now. And that was a nice candle last Friday as well. Open gap down significantly and close to the highs of the day. That's a good reversal candle here. Keep it on the watch. I like this one. Coinbase added to the long term, or averaged up on the long term, 0.5% as of right now. If it's your first time here and if you don't understand what's going on, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to walk you guys through it. So just letting you guys know. Okay, Intel, come on, almost there. Intel new lows. Looks like a nothing burger day is building up on QQQ. Under the VWAP on the Qs as well. New lows incoming for intraday basis. Most likely on NQ2. QQQ, new lows. Someone asked about a lift, LYFT. This one is a tricky one to look into. The daily still needs a lot more work, but the base, I like it. If you're looking for a short-term trade, won't be a bad thing to look into with a potential breakout targeting around this 1550 zones, but still looks like it needs a lot more work to do. The daily, the 50 is starting to curl to the upside, and they're above the ER anchor on both last ER and this ER as well. Maybe if you're trying this out, maybe the stop loss is at $13.60. You can consider this. $13.60. Targeting that gap from Feb 10th. Oh, come on, Intel. How long is it going to take for you? We have home sales. Yeah, 4 more minutes. The longer it takes to get there, the less interesting it becomes for me. I'm gonna wait and see what it does after 10. Then we can deal with it along the way. What is crude oil doing? Is it almost there to the gap fill? That crude still got way to go. I'm gonna add some price alerts on crude oil right here at around $95.20. If they get there, they get there. I'll deal with it along the way. Just been 30 minutes into the open. Feels like forever. I saw some shadows with the security names like PANW. They've been performing good for the last few days. Let's wait and see how it plays out. I've got it on the watch list. I'll let you know if I add anything to it. But take it one thing at a time. Let's see what Intel is going to do here, especially with NQ looking like trash at the moment. Here we go, 2 more minutes for the home sales, so hopefully we'll get that NQ tap. There we go. The alerts went off on Intel here. Was it? Almost. I'll let you know. Maybe with shares, the small piece shortly in another minute, waiting for this 1 minute candle to close. I'll let you know. A little bit down. Any reaction from NQ yet? Looks like nothing much. All right, so added a small amount of shares here on Intel. Our stop losses at 123.50s or 123s overall. 0.2% for day trade. Just updated in the chat. You can check it out. This is a small position so far, by the way. So nothing more to it. I'll average up once they recover the VWAP, or just close it, or at least let them recover this highs right here around 127.50s, an intraday highs. That is this zone. If they can get back over it, I'll add more, or else I'll lose 0.2% of my entire portfolio. Once I add, I'll move my stop losses up accordingly. But for now, my cost average is around 126.80s. Stop losses around 123s. Just looking for a 1 hour trade towards the VWAP if it's off it. I'm not mentioning any options here yet because this can be a very risky thing to trade, especially if you don't have enough experience to manage it. So be very cautious with options. Shares, it's easy to manage. You're still going to make a decent amount of money. And if you're wrong, you'll lose less. If you're going to take it with options, if you have enough experience, I don't mind it. It's up to you. Pushing through. Watch the VWAP. This is what I'm going to do right now. I am going to anchor this candle right here around and wait and see how it's going to react. 10 o'clock candle with that green candle right there. So as long as they don't break this level of 126.20s or come back down to fill the gap, you can deal with it accordingly. Small positions as of right now, if wrong, we'll lose less, but we can average up if they decide to come back down to fill the gap and then start proceed to move higher. The current cost average is 126.80 so far. So I'll be targeting this 129s to close majority of the positions. We need to clear this last Friday's highs or intraday highs to this. CP flat. What else we got? Coin pushing through. CYTK pushing through as well, looking good. URA is having a decent day today. Intel holding the anchor from that lows as well, pushing through to the upside as well. Nice candle. Not so nice candle. Just really interested to see where this 15-minute candle, if they can clear about this highs from last Friday, and to see how the price reacts around the VWAP. Once it's over, it's a one and done. We're done for the day. If it plays out the way we wanted it to, made our money, call it off, and go do something else. Just $1 more to the upside will do the trick. Oh, there we go. You've given me the VWAP tag. I'll close half of my position, leave half runners towards maybe this 130s, then be done with the day. Push, push, push. Almost at 1 hour here. If you entered with options or shares, around this 128.60 won't be a bad place to take some profits along the way. Two more minutes for this 5-minute candle close. Let us see if they can capture the VWAP here. There we go. Start taking profits here. I took half of the table at 128.50s, just the other half on the table, the final runners will add back or will consider adding back if they recover the VWAP. If not, the other half is going to stop me out of break evens. It's still going to be a decent trade. It's a decent $2.50 pounds or $2 bonds overall. Let's see, 128.80s is what we are watching, the VWAP. There we go. We got 50 more seconds for this 5-minute candle close. Let's see where it closes. Hopefully you guys took half or at least some profits. Now we gotta wait and see if they can push through about the VWAP or not. So wait for this 15-minute candle close. We got 5 more minutes for this one. Hopefully it doesn't reverse and give everything back. If they do so, we can deal with that as well. No worries. Still looking strong from that anchor around that 126.30s. What we got to see right now is this push needs to break us over the intraday VWAP. If that's not going to happen, they're going to close off the entire position and look for maybe re-entry later down the line. So a 2-minute or a 5-minute close needs to be over 128.80s. We'll find a time. It's so sweet to pass me. Here's the bullshit. So now let's see if the buyers are going to step in again from this anchor from the lows. The 5 minutes is testing that Friday's highs here, but the 15 minutes and 30 minutes is going to tell a story. 3 more minutes to go. If they do find buyers here, we're most likely going to break the intraday VWAP to the upside. If they don't find buyers here, I'm going to close it and look for re-entry again later down the line. So this is for day trading, of course. Hopefully we bring the magnet back now. Okay, buyers are trying to step in at that previous highs. Interesting. Now, if this turns out to be a higher low, we are most likely going to see this breakthrough. Let's see. More confirmation needed. Got 2 more minutes for this 5-minute candle to close. Push, push, push. One more minute. Decent close. Still under. All right, so while let it do its thing, here's the plan. And if they get back over 129s or anywhere near 129s to 130s, I'll take the other half of the table and close the position. That's the plan so far. The 30 minutes is testing the VWAP. Please, we'll wait and see how it plays out. The target will be this 130.55s overall if you're planning on holding on to it for quite longer. If they don't get there, well, it stops us at break even. So I'm going to get stopped down on the last final positions for $0 gain or $0 loss overall and still close the majority of your positions in profits. So let's wait and see how it plays out. There's nothing going to happen with me staring at it long enough. So if you guys are watching anything else, let me know, or else you're most likely done for the day. I got what I was looking for with Intel so far. I'm going to let the runners do the work here. While laser, let's take a look. Not great volume in this one, is it? We got an average volume, decent, like almost like 1 million overall. It's a good looking chart, huh? What are you looking for with this one? For swing trades to the upside? I would just handle this like how we handled Fly. So easy way to deal with this is just anchor the VWAP to this candle right here from Friday. Set some price alerts at $78.37. If it pulls back towards that level, there's going to be your entry, right? Just the same textbook principle of what we did with Fly. Similar setup right here. The only difference is this is trading at, looks like all-time highs. Yeah, all-time highs. Great looking chart. If you're looking for entry, wait for that pushback or pullback towards that $78.40. Set some price alerts there. They pull back, find buyers, and start pushing back up to the upside. Well, you can target that $86 and change to the upside for a quick trade and you can deal with it. News right up today. Yeah, it's already up like 13% today, so don't chase it at this moment for a new entry. Wait for that pullback, then holding on. It could have been a nice VWAP trade, but you're not going to be getting much because most of the move happened with the gap up on that first candle anyway. So let them pull back a bit. You're going to get your entry. Set the price alerts at $79. Let the trend do the work for you. If they pull back, you're going to get a better entry there, and you can just take it all the way back up towards that highs from the earnings, which is around that $86 and change. From 78 to 86, you still got almost like a $7 move there. Still a great trade if you ask me. We'll deal with it from there. Google. Oh, gap down. Today, Friday moving average holding up. Now, if you're looking for a swing trade on Google, anchor the VWAP from the earnings candle, which is from 30th of April. If Google does pull back around towards at least 388, you're going to get a decent entry. But today, if you're planning on day trading this, wait for them to recover the VWAP. Wait for them to close candles over 395.39. If they do so, you can take out all the way towards that big fat round number at 400. So watch for the 2-minute close or 5-minute close above this 395.20s. And there we go, Intel. Pushing through. We'll get back to Google shortly. Intel breaking through the VWAP here. If you haven't taken profits already, it won't be a bad place to start taking some here. I'm going to take another 50% of whatever I have already. So currently just be holding the final around like 10 shares on the table. That's all I'll be leaving right here. Watch for the 5-minute close, and then we can deal with it. So leaving the 10 shares for this 130.55s. If it happens, stops move to break evens after the second profit taking targets. Now let's go back to Google shortly. So hopefully the Intel, you guys took it. It's a decent trade, decent risk reward ratio there. Was just aiming for that 1 hour. So gotta wait and see how it closes today. If it continues to keep pushing up, watching for that 130.50s, which was the highest from last Friday. If it happens, good for us. We can just close off the entire position. If it doesn't happen, the last 10 shares is going to stop me out at break evens. And we're still going to be closing the majority of our position for a nice chunk of change. All right, so yeah, back to Google. I believe GOOGL is what you asked. It's Class A shares. So watch for that 5 minutes or the 2-minute candles to close above the VWAP. You can maybe set your stop losses at around this 391 areas, which is the lows of the day. And you can aim for that big fat round number at 400s for that quick 1 hour trade, which you're looking for. So technically you'll be risking around $4 to make around $4. It'll be quick, easy, and you can be done with it. They're under the VWAP right now, so you can see this trend line on the 2-minute time frame, this downtrend line here, which has been forming. So if they break above this trend line, you're going to have a most decent entry, which you're looking for, which is like a 2-minute or 5-minute candle closing above it, the next one coming back down to retest it, and you can just take it all the way back up from there. Keep an eye out. Good candidate for a day trade, provided they break above this trend line. If you're looking for calls in particular, don't try to guess the bottom here and try to buy calls over and over and over all the way down. Market gave you a clear downtrend here. Let them break above it. You're going to get an entry at the retest. They're consolidating under the VWAP, and if they break through, let them break the trend line, let them come back down, retest that trend line. You're going to get your entry. You can take it all the way back up towards that 397. First profit taking targets, 400s, close the trade. Simple. Oh, glad I took some off the table here. They reversed everything what they made. Stops on the final runners is around 126.50, 126.80s. That's the entry price for me. I'm being a little bit aggressive on the runners, but you can do what you feel best for your portfolio. I'm not going to tell you how to manage your final runners. As of right now, with the final 10 shares, you can leave it on, letting it push towards 130 or 140s down the line. But since it's a day trade, for me at least, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive. Or if you want to be a little bit more conservative, with the day trading position, you can set your stop losses at 126.20s, which will be a few cents under the lows of what they made today. You can see they're holding on towards this anchor from this green candle right here from that 10 o'clock. As long as they hold it, expect good things, expect higher numbers. If they fail, if they start breaking down, you're most likely going to get stopped out. Let Intel do whatever it does. And let's just do a little bit of a quick recap. No changes made to Canadian Pacific. No changes made there. NCLH closed it. Roblox, if you're still on those put options when we discussed since what, last Tuesday, you should be doing good right now. Nothing wrong with taking some profits off the table here. Still a shit looking chart. No reason to buy into it yet. SPY doing absolutely nothing, just chopping around. QQQ just chopping around. CYTK, I'll let you know when it's time to add more to it, but looking good, should be making money on both swing trading accounts. Fly recovered almost everything from the level which we mentioned, the 20-day moving average, almost back down from 5% to almost break even here. They filled the gap, looking great. No reason to make any changes with this one either. URA bouncing from the 5-day moving average. This is for the long-term position. No reason to make any changes with this one as well. So the current positions which we have, runners on Intel, stops 126.80, and CP, this is for long term. Current risk 1.4%. NCLH, we closed it. Fly, I believe it should be a 0.2% risk overall. I have to double check with this one. Stops at 32s. And URA 2%, and this is for long term. So this is what we are running at the moment, and you can take a screenshot at it. And for URA, I bought it at around $55. Please for that, $55 and 50-ish, 55 to 40-ish cents, with an entry, and Kansas Pacific at around $85.30 overall. Fly, we got in around 34.50s. No changes needed to be made. Fly turned positive here. Other than that, nothing much to do here. Looks like Intel is going to stop me out before I close the stream, and I got stopped out. Intel stopped at the final 10 shares. Now, what you need to look out for on Intel is how the price is going to react around this 126 again. If you want to run it back, same exact template. Watch this anchored VWAP. Most likely they're going to come back down to fill this gap at around 125. Once they fill this gap here, you can take that another move up north, run it up again. So watch this 125 stance up. If they come back again, find buyers. You can take it all the way back up again and redo it. Simple. All right. So I'll let you know when I re-enter. I'm not looking forward to it, but since I already made my money for today, most likely done for the day. But I'm gonna set some price alerts at around 125 and change. If they get back down there, I'll look into it. I'll consider it. I'll let you guys know. All right, that's the gap fill. So new intraday lows on Intel here. If they come back down towards 125, they'll fill the gap. I'll look for a reversal from there on. All right. So that being said, most likely done for the day. I'll let you know if I re-enter again. I'll run it back for round 2 there on. All right. So things we did, quick day trade on Intel, and still looking for a potential average up entry. I'll let you know if I do anything with URA or Fly or CP in the long-term positions. Other than that, have a great rest of the day. If you have any other questions on any other stocks, let me know. We can go over them right now. You can just unmute yourself. It doesn't have to be in technical analysis or anything related to markets will do. VXYZ. What is this? Destiny Tech. Oh, it's an ETF. Similar to what I said with DRAM, same thing goes with this as well. 2 for 2 gone. If you have already established your positions at around $36, it's time to take profits. If you have not established any positions on this one, leave this alone. There's absolutely no reason to get involved with this at this moment, especially after it almost doubled in price, right? From 36 to where they are, it's almost like an 85% move to the upside. There's absolutely no reason to add new positions to this at this moment. Leave this one alone. Let it pull back. Let it give a higher low. Then you can consider adding new positions. But if you already have some positions on the table with this one, that's a completely different scenario. This is where you should be thinking of taking profits instead of adding new positions. Let it come back to you. No reason to chase this here. Good chart, but very, very overextended for my liking. All right. So that's for DXYZ. All right, Intel fill the gap. With that being said, watch it. So watch for a reversal if they start bouncing back up from here. Let's wait and see. The alerts just went off on Intel here, by the way, after the gap is filled. Verizon, VZ, let's take a look. This is a funny chart. Not a great looking daily charts here. They did bounce up from the anchor from the most recent lows. Needs more time. If you're looking for Verizon for long-term candidate, wait for them to clear this $48.70. Needs a lot more work. For the last 20 days, they're slowly bouncing back up. If I anchor this VWAP right here, they're holding on towards it, having a series of higher highs and higher lows from the lows of April the 14th. 48.70s. Let them get back over it. If they get back over 48.70s, you can initiate the starting position on Verizon. Right now, just leave it alone. Needs a lot more time. The daily not looking great as of right now. Look at Intel. Glad we got stopped out. That's a nasty, nasty, nasty candle on the 30 minutes and the 15 minutes. All right, so now what to do with Intel now? They closed the gap. Now they're pulling back even further. So you don't touch it. Simple. So wait for them to clear or get back over 126.30s before entering, or watch out for this 123s. That's going to be the areas of interest to look out for. Wait for the VWAP or don't touch it at all. Most likely going to be a nothing burger day from the looks of it. So if you're looking for bottom testing candidate, watch out for this 123.50s, which was the lows which they made last Friday after that strong push through. 123.20s to 123.50s will be the area to look out for here for a next bounce up sort of thing. If you're going to go for round two, and you should be targeting that 126 from that area if you get that bounce up. That is, if you're interested in trading more after this quick trade, which you did up north. For round two, watch out for 123.50s, provided they didn't hold on or bounce up from this gap fill right here. All right. Let you guys know. Have a great rest of the day. For Verizon, wait for them to clear that 48.60s. Maybe set some price alerts right here. We'll come back to this, and then we'll deal with it along the way. I'll let you know in WAP if I enter anything at this moment. All right. Have a great rest of the day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning, 9:15 a.m., same time, same place. Bye-bye.